More about this and technology and phones and everything else. We're joined by Scott Schober. He's the president and CEO of Berkeley Veritonic Systems. Good to see you again.
Yes.
So I saw the Apple phone. I saw the Google Pixel phone, and now I'm looking at the Samsung phone, and I have to say, I'm underwhelmed. It seems to me we've run out of things to invent. I should say. The phone does the pictures, it does the talking, we can text each other. What else is there to add?
Yeah, you're dead right, Phil. In fact, these are small incremental changes that all three of these contenders kind of have focused in on, making better cameras, better pictures. They tout AI. I don't know if it's necessarily true AI, but artificial intelligence has a ways to go, but it's getting smarter, the interaction of these IoT things, Internet of Things, where your phone is interacting with other things throughout your house. They've got some new colors. One nice thing Samsung did tout is that it's the lightest of the new smartphones. They released 4 new models, as they announced. So that's important. Why? Because they're all pushing bigger screens, larger batteries, longer runtime, but there's a trade-off there. Oftentimes the phones get kind of clunky and heavy, and we don't like that. So Samsung did brag that they've got the lightest phone, and I think that is an important thing, a standout for them.
Lighter is always better for our pockets when we are traveling. Now, I do have anecdotal evidence, not just from myself, but from a variety of people I know that have complained to me about heat. And I'm not just talking about the Apple phones. Like I know they have an issue too, but I'm also applying this to the Samsung phones as well, is that if you leave your phone on for enough period of time or it's being charged, it gets incredibly scary hot. Yeah. Why is this problem coming up now?
Well, again, the larger the battery, it's got to put more current in there, and therefore it's pushing more. I always recommend to people, suggest at least, maybe turn your screen off while it's charging. Don't have the screen on and leave it running, because I see a lot of people doing that because they want to glance at the phone and keep it going. Turn the brightness down a little bit. Anything you could do to reduce that heat a little bit while it's charging, because they are very fast chargers, and with these large batteries, there's inherent risk there. Obviously, the potential if something goes wrong, it becomes a bomb. You don't want that to happen, especially if it's in your pocket or near your bedside or something like that. So you want to use caution and common sense and keep it out of direct heat. It sounds crazy, but you're sitting on a beach. That's not the spot you want to have your phone charging with the sun beating on it, because it's going to get really hot. And wireless charging is really not there yet. It's slower. You have to have the alignment exact for all the phones. They all have wireless charging. It's cool. It's convenient. It doesn't work great yet, so it's still in the works.
Well, if the battery just would last longer, we wouldn't need to worry about charging it.
Exactly.
We would think that the first would solve the second. I want to ask you this. The phones, a number of surveys that we've seen show that people, of course, everybody wants a new phone, but the appetite for upgrading your phone is certainly not as high as it used to be. And I think part of the problem is that, one, is price. Two, you mentioned it earlier, is that the features are only incrementally better. This trend is not a good thing. That's not what Apple and Google and Samsung want to hear, right? They want us to throw away our phones right now and go get a new one, but that's not what the consumers are saying, at least in the survey. What's going on?
Yeah, brilliant point you make. Phones have gotten so good that there's not necessarily a reason to upgrade. You can't really tell incrementally the camera is that much better unless you're a photographer. Most of us are not professional photographers, and hence we don't need to have the best and the latest, greatest lenses on our phone. So it's important to kind of put it in perspective. Price is an issue. All of these phones keep creeping up on the price, which means that we're paying a little bit more each month because it's stretched out. Now, most people are not doing 2-year plans. They're stretching it to 3-year plans or more. And keep in mind, one thing is, look at economies. Globally, U.S. is on a downturn. China's been on a downturn. Mobile phones, smartphones globally are about 6.1% decrease. In the past 10 years, this is the worst year of declines in sales of smartphones. 1.15 billion smartphones only. That's significant. So about a big drop in that, which is making customers kind of say, well, if I don't see anything really new and exciting, why upgrade? I'll wait another year. I'll wait till the next model.
I have a rhetorical question specifically on this, Scott. Now, you got to give me an honest answer. is it true that these phones make our screens easy to break and the batteries die easily so that we're forced to upgrade when we actually don't want to upgrade?
Yeah, I think planned obsolescence, of course. These are tech companies. They sell technology. They want you to come back. And they can play around with the firmware so your batteries don't last as long. Apple's been guilty of that and caught, and they apologized and had to upgrade firmware. And the other companies are not much different. They all plan for them to last only so long. And that's part of the build and part of the design. And I think that's okay, as long as consumers are aware of it. Hey, my phone's going to last 2 to 3 years, and that's it, and that's what I'm buying into. It's not going to last me 10 years.
No,
it's not
or you can have your kids just drop it on the driveway. That's another way to do it too.
Smash it.
Scott, very cool stuff. Thank you very much. Good to see you, my friend.
Great seeing you. Take care. Thanks.